What's going on, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning in to the Superhuman Garden YouTube channel. Listen, I know it's been a while. We've been doing a lot of work in the garden, transforming it so that most of the garden is in the ground, okay? So we wanted to establish a garden where we're mostly in ground. So as you can see, this is kind of how it's looking right now. You can see we've got the bananas here. We spent a couple of days digging nice holes here for the bananas to go into. Okay, now back here we have the bigger bananas, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna plant watermelon in this raised bed here. So essentially what we've done is took all of the center block that were over here covering the garden and brought it over here, building a section to where we are going to put watermelon in here. Okay, so the bigger banana plants have not woken up yet, but you know, maybe over the next week or two they'll start to kind of wake up. All right, now as you can see here next to the bananas, we have collards growing here, and so we've actually got to thin some of these collards out. Okay, so I put these in the ground maybe 2 weeks ago. They're starting to get big. I put these in last week, so they're looking a little bit smaller. Now what I'm going to do today is I'm going to thin this row out here into 2 to 3 plants each. Okay, so let's go ahead and start here. All right, let me set the camera up for you. We're going to go ahead and get started. So I have my loopers here, and we are going to thin this area here out. Okay, so you can see, all right, we've got, I'm gonna turn this way, we've got several in here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this one because it's got the biggest stalk. Okay, so I'm gonna keep that one, and I'm gonna keep another one of the bigger ones. Then I'm just gonna thin everything else out. Okay, so that one I'm gonna take this one, and so forth and so on. All right, so we're only gonna leave 2 plants here because we're going to let the strongest ones go ahead and take over. All right, so this thinning out process is something that I do every year. Just bring it down to the strongest 2, and then I let them compete for who's going to be the strongest. All right, so that's typically what I do. All right, so we're down to the final 2 now. All right, and I'm gonna let them just battle it out, and whoever takes over is going to have this area. All right, and we're going to do the same thing later today. I don't want to bore you guys with that, but that's kind of my process with the collards, because when you put, you know, just one plant in when they're little, you just don't know if they're going to survive or not. So I like to go ahead and get a couple in there and let them start to fight for who's going to be the strongest, and then we take it from there. Okay, now this particular area here is where we're gonna have pineapple up in this area here, and you can see we've got some green onion here that are gonna go to seed. So I'll probably harvest some of them. My youngest son actually comes back here every day and just finds green onion everywhere, and he picks them up and just starts eating them. He likes onion and tomatoes. All right, now this next row you can see we have cauliflower, and they're starting to form heads. Okay, so I would guess maybe this time next month we'll start to eat on some of the cauliflower. All right, next to the cauliflower we've got mustard growing here, so you can see the bugs are starting to eat them. So we're gonna plant some of the green onion we have in the area here to kind of stop the pest pressure. Along with that, we've got this rhubarb, okay, And a lot of people like rhubarb for obviously the bars, the leaves, right? This part of the leaf. And so that's what a lot of people do is they take them, you know, and they make them into jams and all other sorts of things. All right. Now, next to the mustards, we've got Swiss chard growing. You can see they're starting to grow pretty nicely. Okay. Got different color varieties growing here. Okay. And then we've got broccoli. You see that broccoli starting to grow too. Okay, so maybe they'll start to form the heads in the next 2 weeks or so. Next to the broccoli, we've got a variety of cabbages. Okay, look at that one. This is probably gonna be the biggest one. That one right there. You can always tell which one is gonna be big. And then we've got tomato. Now, we haven't tied the tomato to the post yet. I like to go ahead and get the post into the ground the same day that I put the tomatoes in the ground. That way the roots aren't getting disturbed, and you know, they can go ahead and get established without being disrupted. Okay, so yeah, we'll probably start to tie those down probably next week. They're really starting to grow, and you can see the flowers on some of them are starting to form, right? So there's one here that's popping out. Now, I know a lot of people like to pull the first flower that comes, but I don't do that. Nothing against anybody that does do that. It's your garden, do what you need to do. But I just let my garden kind of do what it does. Supposedly, if you pull it, it's gonna make the growth, you know, start to become more aggressive. And so, yeah, I'm sure it probably does work, but I just leave them alone. All right, more cabbages here. You guys know I love cabbages. Okay, you can see a lot of weeds are starting to grow, and you guys know the tool that I use. I have a video on how I get the weeds up. Turnip greens. All right, see, they're looking pretty nice. The bugs are starting to eat up on them, but we're gonna put some onion down to kind of disrupt them a little bit. Okay, more cabbages. So overall, that's kind of the main part of the garden. But you know, we've got thyme here, we've got lemon balm. I'm gonna show you that. And there's one weed in here that I'm gonna let just grow, and that's this one. It's called the common something. I can't remember the name of it, but my wife asked me about them. She didn't know we actually had them. She wanted to use them for something, I don't know what. So I'm gonna let those grow. I know back in the day, natives would use them as like toilet tissue. I don't know. So I do know that's one thing about them. Otherwise, I don't know much about that weed. In the back, you can see we got mint and spearmint kind of mixed in. The seeds are just kind of going all over, doing what they want to do. We've got sage here, and this sage I've had, I think this is this the 4th year? So this is the 4th year. This thing is about maybe 4 feet tall. So pretty nice still. We got tree collards starting to grow here. I need to fertilize them. Lemon balm. Hey, I got lemon balm in the front. I'm gonna show you guys. I mean, this thing is absolutely massive. I thought it would be a good spot for them, and it actually is. Okay, more sage is here. We've got chives, and we've got all kind of native flowers that are growing back here that we planted last year. They're perennial, so they grow back every year. I had name tags on them. Some of them are scattered, but we'll figure them out. Okay, so overall, this is kind of the main area here. Got a lot of work to do back here, cleaning this yard up. I mean, it's just so much going on back here. The kids are always back here doing stuff. So yeah, we got a lot going on. So I'm gonna step over this fence here, show you what else we got going on. Got more cabbages growing here. Obviously, you see we got a lot of cleaning up to do in here. Just so much to do in so little time. Banana here. So this one actually was about 4 feet tall. It broke off, and you can see it's starting to grow back. Okay, another banana, more bananas there. This is one of our, well, the raised beds we have. You can see there's lettuce growing in here. You can see that little pest chewing up the kale there. But we've got flowers intercropped with, you can see carrots growing. We've got kale growing, and we got to thin out all kind of you know, salad in here. We got lettuce. You guys can see the spinach did not do well this year. Okay, 2 years in a row spinach didn't really do well. The weather it's just been funny. So it's either been like 80 degrees or it's been 50 or 40. So I don't know, the weather is just kind of weird here in Indiana. All right, got more broccoli, cabbage, more broccoli and cabbage, more in here growing, broccoli, cabbage, more in here. Now, we have our material for the other greenhouse that we're gonna do here. This is some of it. So yeah, a lot of work to do back here. I don't know if you guys remember, but last year, this is where we had our corn growing, and we had the bananas there. We took them out and we put them back in the back where you guys just saw them. You can see strawberries are starting to grow here. So some of the plants did not grow back from last year. Had a pretty cool winter from what I remember. Could have been colder, but so there's one thing I wanted to show you guys. The lemon balm, okay? And one thing you guys have to think about too is your green onion. Those seeds get everywhere, okay? Look at this. Never even planted any up here. They just pop up. But we're gonna harvest them anyway. I mean, they're growing in the ground nicely here, but they just have a way of doing whatever they want. Now, look at this lemon balm. Look at this. This lemon balm is about 2.5 feet tall. Look at that. We're gonna have a lot of tea from this lemon balm. Okay, you guys like lemon balm? Let me know in the comments. Last thing, we've got another banana that broke off and started to grow back. I guess they kind of came, you know, to their last, I don't know, leg or whatever, or maybe they were just in a bad spot from the winter. Now, over the next couple of weeks, here's what we're going to be doing. We are going to be planting okra, watermelon, cantaloupe, the honeydews. We're going to be planting some pumpkin, which typically here you wouldn't grow until June, but we're going to go ahead and get a good start. We have the perfect area for those. We're going to be getting peppers in the ground probably later in the month. It looks like we're going to be having some cool nights coming ahead, so we want to make sure we get all that, you know, 40-degree stuff out of the way before we start to get, you know, some of the warmer weather plants in the ground. Okay, so listen guys, that's what I got for you guys today. If you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe. It's time to get these videos out here now that we've gotten through this crazy weather. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but you know, with the addition to our new family, she's about to be 1 year old, which is good for us because now she's mobile. She can kind of do a little bit the things on her own. So yeah, it was a different year, you know, bringing a new new baby into the world. So now we've got pretty much a 1-year-old, gonna be a 4-year-old, 10 and 12. So that's what our household is, in addition to 2 cats, remember. So again, that's what we got. Got plenty of videos coming out, so I hope you guys are ready for them. All right, thank you guys. We're out. Peace.